You have a spirit. You have a soul. You're not just a body full of water and tissue walking around. You are a soul with a body. That is 100% true. And this video will prove it to you. Here is a haunting photo from Fatal Crash that appears to show a man's spirit leaving his body. Now, this picture was taken by a man, and it was on Facebook, and it was Saul Vasquez. Now, he gets credit for the picture. I'm not taking credit for it, but it was on Facebook, which is public. He didn't block anything. So here's the picture. Now, what I did is I took software and changed up the picture in different ways with contrast and color, brightness, etc., so you could see the soul. But this is a man's soul leaving his body. 100%. There is no question here. This isn't faked. This is the real deal. You have a soul, you have a spirit, and it will leave your body when you die, and you will go someplace. Now, where do you go? Some people say you'll go to heaven and you'll be reborn in another body. Some people say you stay in heaven. I don't know. But here is the picture. The caption in Facebook said that he took a picture from the cab of his truck, and it was an accident between Campton and Stanton off the service road. And the news report reads like this: Stanton, Kentucky. It's Kentucky. A chilling photo taken at the scene of a fatal motorcycle crash in Kentucky is getting a lot of attention online. Now, this is a fatal crash. The poor guy died in a motorcycle crash. According to Lex 18 News, the crash occurred in Powell County, Kentucky, on Tuesday evening around 5:30 p.m. A motorcyclist was seriously injured after crashing on Highway 15 near Stanton, and he died at the scene. His soul left. Now, his body may have kept pumping blood on the transport to the hospital, but he was gone. His spirit left right there. There's the picture. So, Saul Vasquez of Mount Sterling, Kentucky, witnessed the photo, which is really weird. He witnessed that was written wrong, witnessed the accident while in his truck. He took the picture of the accident and then noticed something unusual about it. Zoom in and pay attention to the shadow just off the top of the state trooper hat, and you can see the spirit leaving the body. The photo has been shared thousands of times, and I'm making this video just to get it out there on my channel, and hopefully this will brighten all your spirits. Listen, you're not a bag of water. You're not just a bunch of flesh and water. It's not going to be darkness and blackness when you die. You're going to walk right out of your body, and you are a spirit, and that's the truth. There's so many NDEs out there, that near-death experiences, that will tell you all about it. Midnight in the Desert just had a doctor on that talked about NDEs. 4,000 NDEs to date that he talked about. That people talked about leaving their body and flying around, walking around, going on top rooftops, everything else. And this is a real deal. I've got a couple of personal experiences, not personal, but people that I know. My father was wounded on the battlefield in World War II, and he was pretty much dead. He probably died. He was hit by a Japanese mortar. It didn't hit him, but it went close to him, and he caught a lot of shrapnel in the back of his neck and his head. And he said he floated up above his body. He saw the whole battlefield. He looked down and saw his body and said, "What the heck?" He said, "I'm too young to die. I can't die yet." And he kept saying that, looking at the battlefield, and zoop, he went back into his body, and he woke up, and he was in horrible shape. He had a lot of shrapnel, and when the battle was over, he was transported to New Zealand to get patched up, and he obviously lived because I'm here. But there's one story. I have another story of a really good friend. He's in a big, serious band in Minneapolis, and he had a really bad asthma attack, and he pretty much died on the table. And he said he floated out of his body. He left the hospital. He went to somebody's, zoomed into somebody's living room, and he sat down on the couch and he was watching television, and the dog saw him and looked at him and started barking at him, and the people were there and they told the dog to be quiet, and you know, the dog could see him, and he was a spirit. He was sitting there watching television, and he flew around, and somehow, you know, he did this and that, and he zoomed back in to his body, and it's amazing, the stories. If you just ask around to people who they'll tell you if you ask them. But back to this picture. This picture is real. This is a spirit caught leaving the body. Share this with everyone. This is good news. This should take the sting and the sting out of death for everyone. You have a soul. You have a soul. You are a soul in a body, and you will leave when you die. And I'm not encouraging anyone to die before their time. Don't do that. You have to spend your life on this earth as you were meant to do. We're all here for a reason. You are here for a reason. You're here to do something. I don't know what it is. Either to help another person, help another soul, help, you know, your children, your friends, your pets. It can even be your pet. Heather Wade on Midnight in the Desert said that she had an out-of-body experience after she died, and excuse me, and she asked God, you know, I don't want to go back to my body, and God said, no, you've got to go back, and Heather said, no, why? I've got, you know, she's not married, she had no boyfriend or anything at the time, and God said, no, you've got a soul to take care of, and it turned out it was her pet. She had a kitten, and that kitten needed to be nurtured, and that people, by the way, cats, dogs, they have souls, and Heather was supposed to go back to take care of her kitten. If that's her purpose, you know, I'm sure it was wider than that, but that was her purpose at the time, and she's the new radio host. She replaced Art Bell on Midnight in the Desert, and she's doing a great job. Is she perfect? No, but she's getting better all the time. I really miss Art, and everyone else does too, but, you know, he's in poor health right now. He's in the hospital, so, or he just got out of the hospital, but he's taking drugs to clear out his lungs. He smoked for a long time, so, you know, we all miss Art, but Heather's doing a great job so far. You know, is she perfect? No, but she's getting better. But anyway, she had an out-of-body experience, and she talks about it at length. I suggest you become a member, and you can listen to all her old shows. It's only $5 a month. I suggest you become a member. But anyway, take a look at my photos here on my video. You can see the soul plain as day. People, you've got a soul. And that's all I've got to say, and thanks very much. I'd appreciate it if you share this video with everyone. Get the word out. Please subscribe. I really appreciate it. Love you all. Take care.